Oh my gosh, you guys. That was way too kind to say, because anyone that has ever hosted a big event, okay, he's telling me what to do, knows that it is not done on your own. So I just have to say that I have an amazing team behind me that helps me do everything that I get to do, and we do it together, because that's what's so amazing about this whole gig, right? So I just want to put feelers out there real quick. Who has been in, is this like your first month with Monet? 6 months. Oh, we got a first back there? Okay, who's in their 6 months? Okay, who's been in for a year? Okay, who's been in for 3 years? Okay, I just wanted to feel a little bit out there really quick. So I have been with Monet for 3 years, and before Monet, I was a stylist for 17 years. And I hate more than anything when people say, oh, well, that's why you can do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me just tell you something. I literally could not sell a shampoo off my shelf if for my life depending on it. I couldn't do it. And I think a little bit of it was, one, I didn't have full faith in that product. And the people sitting in my chair were more than clients to me. They were my friends. They were my family. They were people I actually cared about. So it made a difference to me where I wanted them to spend their money. And there was a thing called diversion. And people in this big world of hair care in our professional world, those products were found anywhere. So for me to spend extra time, when you're behind the chair, time is money. For me to spend that extra time and try to sell this product off the shelf for an extra $20 a week, it wasn't worth my time. I needed to be working. That's how I got my money. So when somebody is out there doing well in Monet that is a hairstylist, don't think that you can't do what they're doing, because like I said, I didn't sell that stuff. Retail was horrible for me. So the other thing, before I go into all of this, I want to touch on one thing. So when you're in this company, you're going to have times when you see somebody doing really good, right? And sometimes that has this effect on our little hearts and our inner dialogue, and we're like, oh, God, well, she's doing that, and I can't do it now because she posted that, and well, I was going to post that. It's just this cycle that we get in on ourselves, right? But here's the biggest thing I learned early on, and I want you to take this to heart no matter where you're at in your business. When my family in Monet is doing good, that reflects on me. It reflects on the company. It reflects on me. You guys, when you go out with your girlfriends or boyfriends, I know there's lots of boys in this room, but when I go out with my girlfriends and they're looking good, then I feel like I'm looking good too. It's not just, they're making me look better. When people in this company, guys, we're 4 years old. We have so much to be thankful for. We have been given the peanut butter and the jelly and the bread. All we have to do is make the sandwich. We're all in Smart Start right now. We are in an amazing opportunity, and we are only going up. So if we can all grasp, grasp, it was the right word, Nick. Rap. You guys, the one person that makes me nervous in that room is that man right there. Look at me. He just gets all tied up. I don't know. But anyways, I love him so much. He is the best teddy bear you ever met. But if we can recognize when our people are doing good, whether they're on your team or not, that does not reflect on you. Her success is not your failure. Write that down and ingrain it in your little minds, because it's the truth. When someone's doing good, that reflects on Monet. It reflects on us. It is giving us a stronger platform to excel. And if we can train our thoughts to think, wow, that's amazing. That looks good. You're making me look good. Thank you so much for doing so good. You're in a position to keep moving forward. So that's my one little nugget that I wanted to give you, because I love you so much. So when Tony asked me to speak, she wanted me to talk about relationships. Now, when I go through these points, I put together some 1 through 7 for you. But here's a picture, the heartbeat of your business, relationships. That's me and some of the girls on my team when we went to Summit just a couple weeks ago. But I really believe this, because at the end of the day, this is all about people. It is 100% about people. Yes, we have an opportunity. Yes, we have this amazing product. But at the end of the day, it's about people. So when she asked me to speak on this, I wanted to say, oh, and that's what Tony said earlier. You can't be successful without helping others. And that is 100%. Like what Roxy said, I feel like we're all kind of going full circle with this, because it's wonderful. So number one, Where's my clicker? It all starts with a know, like, and trust factor. Are you guys familiar with this saying, with this word, know, like, and trust? Do you see somebody out there, maybe in Monate world or in the world doing whatever, doing good? They have, and you think, oh my gosh, well, they're on social media doing really, really good. Well, and I'm not seeing that type of traction on my social media or whatever. What they have done is they've created a know, like, and trust factor. And then they may have taken years to develop that. And then when Monate was introduced, they already had those three things down. People knew them, they liked them, and they trusted them. So when Monate was introduced, things went really, really good for them because they had all those things. But I don't want you to feel discouraged if you haven't developed that yet, because it is on social media, but it's also face-to-face. It's in your community. It's in your circle. It's in your atmosphere of your day in and day out. So if you're wondering how to create that know, like, and trust factor, you have to be authentic. And I love this picture because I love llamas and weird things. Nothing is more authentic than those teeth. I don't know if you can't see it or not, but it's drawing people in because they like you. They like you for you, and maintaining that audience. Because you guys, if you're pulling people in and you're not being you, you're never going to be able to be somebody else for very long. Just be authentic to who you are and know what makes you you and stick to that. I was gonna, okay. And here's the other thing about that. So when I think about being authentic for me and what that looks like in my social media world, in my church world, in my family world, all those things, I think there's typically about 5 pillars that we try to think about, that like represent you. If you're showing this kaleidoscope of colors, you're not really putting out this image of where people recognize about you. So 5, 1, I love Jesus. That's part of my thing. I got a family. I do family day in and day out. It's very important to me. You guys, I have an obsession with orca whales. I don't know why, but it's part of my thing. Monate is a front seat in my life all the time. If you're following me, if you're a part of my life, Monate. And I don't know if anybody knows the 5th thing. Bachelor. I can't help my old self. I don't know. But you guys, that is being authentic to you. You guys, back in 2012, I was putting up grainy videos before we had live videos because I need to talk to somebody about what happened on this ding-dang show. And Nick, for whatever reason, doesn't care, and I don't know why. But when you are putting yourself and being authentic, think of the 5 things that you are and that you're good at and that you're passionate about, because that's going to continue to cycle. When people start following you and they're a part of you, they know what to expect. That's what pulled them in. That's what's going to keep them there. So just think about that a little bit. Okay, here's the next one. Be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. Miss Rita Davenport, if you don't know who she is, she's amazing, and you have to look her up on the internet and watch or listen when you're driving in the car because she's incredible. But one thing she said that always stuck with me is everybody is wearing an invisible sign around their neck that says, "Make me feel important." When I'm going through these steps, you guys, especially from now on, I want you to think about this, about your team, no matter what size it is, because you got to know this stuff, whether you got just 2 people on your team right now or you have 150 people on your team. I don't care. But your VIP customers and your team. So you need to make them feel important. It's customer service. And here's the thing. Showing value in people goes such a long way. When I very first started, Tony showed value. She is that the right word? She showed value in me. Yeah, she saw it. You guys, something happened in my heart. I thought, oh my gosh, like this company might really be something for me. Tony came. She poured into me. She poured into my team. She didn't have to. I'm freaking like 9 levels down from her. But there was nobody really in between her and I. And I was just a dust, like a little cobblestone in the wind. I don't know. But there's just something, just a cobblestone. Write that down. But you guys, the point is, beyond cobblestones, is that When you show value in people, they stick around when things get hard, and they feel part of something, and they feel like I can do this, and I am a part of something that is going forward, and I'm capable of this. Ooh, she sees something in me? Okay, I'll deliver, I guess. But that's how it is, and that's, you gotta just be Pooh Bear and Piglet. I don't know, they love each other. Because here's what it does. It creates loyalty in your team and your customers, and that creates residual income. When Tony, the first time I heard her speak, she said residual income, and I Googled it because Cobblestone didn't know what that meant. And I was like, oh my gosh, residual income. Because I work behind the chair, and if I don't show up, I don't make money. Oh my gosh, like I can have that? And I can sell, I don't have to buy products to put on my shelf. Oh wait, if I have a customer that moves away, they're still gonna buy from me as a VIP? Even though they live in Colorado now? Like, it was all these little light bulbs that went off in my head, and I realized what residual income was. But I knew that it went back to, we have to show value in people, and we have to know that we value our customers, we value our market partners that are on our team, because when things get pushed to shove and we're out of conditioner, it doesn't matter because they're loyal to us, and we created that relationship with them. The other thing is if anybody speaks poorly of Ray, I will throat punch them. I don't know what it is, but I love him so much. You guys, he came to our Super Saturday in July, and he showed value. He found value in me. So I will support this company that I know that is tried and true, interweaved, because they showed value in me. Take what's coming from the top and roll that down. That's called direct sales, okay? So here's the next thing. You know, I always think about Jesus watching those feet. Leaders eat last, you guys. When we are in this company, I just keep saying that. But truthfully, it's having a servant's heart, putting others before yourselves. Like I said, Leaders Eat Last. I know that's a really good book out there. I haven't read it, but maybe you could. Heard it's great. But truthfully, sometimes I got to pull stuff off my shelf and give it to a customer that is in need of a dry shampoo for their vacation. And it's okay, and that's part of being, being out there, being available, being present. And with your team, at the end of the day, like we talked about, it's all about relationships. It's all about putting them before us. Yes, I would rather sit and do this tonight, but instead I'm going to go live and talk to you because I know that connection, and maybe you just need to hear from me as a leader tonight, and that's what I'm going to do. So this one is really important to me too. A community built on honesty. Now, when you are a leader, and as your team grows, or whatever it's at now, we have setbacks. If you're brand new to this company, you're going to get a setback. It's going to happen. It's a part of it. Do not think that it's bad to have a setback because it's so natural. It's just how life is, and it's how this business is. So don't think that just because you're going through a setback, your whole thing is just flooding, because we're just learning in those situations. It's not a big deal. But here's the thing. Sometimes in setbacks, us as leaders, this is what we do. We just kind of step back and we cover ourselves because, oh my gosh, like blah, blah, blah. Well, then we end up sitting here so long, and then you just don't even know what to do. And I'm speaking maybe from experience. I don't know. But you sit back here and you're like, oh my gosh. And then I want you to realize it's okay to rewind. If you feel like you have been disconnected from your team for whatever reason, or you're holding a little bit of yourself back, you guys, there is so much strength and so much healing in being vulnerable. Vulnerability is not a strength, or it's not a weakness, it's a strength. So you guys, I didn't earn Bahamas, and it killed me. I was literally, I felt fear, I felt failure, I felt like a fraud. I was like, why the heck am I not going on this trip? This freaking sucks. Like, when it really came down to it, and at the end of the day, I just lost track of what I was doing. My head was not in the right place. But I went to my team and I was honest with them. And I just told them, you guys, it stinks. I did this, but I'm telling you what, I'm never going to miss a trip again, because I hated missing it. I had FOMO so bad. But the thing is when I got over all those negative thoughts and I stopped having my pity party, I've replaced them with the truth because I'm not a failure and I'm not a fraud. Like, those are so stupid to even think, but that's just how that inner dialogue happens. But when I was honest with my team, things stepped right back into motion. And they respected me for being honest with them. And I respect anybody in my whole cross-line, downline, upline when they're honest, because that, again, is creating more loyalty. I'll sing. And faithfulness is my last little nugget. When you are faithful with the little, you will be faithful with the big. And that's biblical, y'all. But truthfully, no matter what size your team is right now, I want you to treat it, okay, good. I want you to treat it like you are an SED at the top of this company. Because if you treat your team that way and think like an SED, I don't care where you're at on the rank line. And I've said this before, and maybe you've heard me say it before, but if you're thinking like a director, you will become a director, because you're going to be already putting that into practice in the little team that you have. That's going to roll into the big team. You're going to be practicing all of that, because when you are faithful with the little, you will be faithful with the big. And that's just how it rolls. And when you're treating your team like, you guys, our very first event was at a Bob Evans. Do you have those? Because I went to Canada and they were like, huh? But our first event was at a Bob Evans. It was not pretty, but we dreamt, we set goals, we got excited. It doesn't matter what your rank is, because guess who? The only people that know what your rank is your upline and you. The rest of the world, let them think you're a director in this company. Let them think you're hot shit in this company, because you are. Truthfully, someone in your community, they can just think, have you seen Susan lately? She has been wearing a Monet hat, and I think she's a director. That is what you want to do. Okay, I got 2 questions for you as I leave. This is what you got to know. This is really what you got to really wrap your brain around. Is this a hobby or a business to you? Because if you are treating this like a hobby, it will never produce the fruits that it does as a business. And we've talked about how all the things have to match, the income and the time. It really, truly does. But when you treat this like a business and you treat it like you know this opportunity is the best thing for someone, ask yourself that. Do you believe that this company and this opportunity is the best thing for someone and it's going to change their lives? Because that's where that energy level check has to come in. You have to think about, where is my energy? Because if my energy is way down here, that's what everybody's feeling. But if you believe that this company and this opportunity will truly change someone's life for the better, that energy level is going to shift up. And everybody's going to feel that about you. And the thing is you ever see somebody that's just killing it left and right? And you're like, what the heck? Are they just like eating Lucky Charms every morning? Are they anointed? Did they plead themselves in the blood of Jesus? What have they done? This is what I think they're doing. I think that people like that are operating in their sweet spot. And they are operating in what makes them them. And they're operating in their giftings. Your giftings don't look like the person next to you. You want to know what your giftings are? Ask the 5 people you're closest to with and ask them what your giftings are. I guarantee 3 of those 5 answers will be the same. Bam, there you go. Love you guys.